Hello, this is Ruby Stars from the JTF Forum. I'd like to encourage you to join our forum because we are working to defeat Barack Hussein Obama and to help elect Mitt Romney. I believe that when people work together, then it's more effective than working separately as individuals. Mitt Romney wasn't our first choice, but it is now essential to support Romney because he is the only one with any real chance of defeating Barack Hussein Obama. Recently, Obama gave de facto amnesty to millions of young illegal aliens. Obama definitely went beyond his legitimate power as president by circumventing the Congress. The DREAM Act could not pass through the proper methods, so he took it upon himself to act like a dictator and issue an executive order to make it a reality. One thing I haven't heard anybody else talk about in the mainstream media or even in alternative media sources that I read or listen to is that by allowing illegals under a certain age to stay without the threat of deportation, that Obama has allowed the most fertile segment of their population to remain. Why is this a problem? Because they are the very people who are displacing Americans. They will have many, many anchor babies, which will have, by virtue of being born on American soil, all the legal rights and privileges of any other American citizens. But because of their upbringing, all these anchor babies will not be loyal to the USA. Their mindset will be to expand the power of their own subset of the population, displacing whites and other Americans. They will also be loyal to Mexico or other foreign national interests of their parents rather than to the USA. Their heroes will not be our heroes. They will hold no respect for George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, or any of our other national heroes or important people in the USA's history. They have their own heroes from their own foreign lands and will continue to honor their own. They have no intention of adopting American heritage as their own, but instead will continue to spread and promote their own culture and heritage from their foreign lands. Their language is not our language. They have no real desire to learn English. Instead, they want to be accommodated with Spanish language classes in schools, Spanish language ballots, Spanish language on signs and labels, and of course, Spanish-speaking employees in stores. All this costs enormous amounts of money, which is unnecessary. The last part also displaces American workers who do not speak Spanish, allowing for recent immigrants to take the jobs that would have otherwise gone to American workers. Their culture is not our culture. A walk through any third world meat market should be enough to convince anyone of that. Notice in this clip that the Mexican vendors are handling the meat with their bare hands, without any gloves, and the meat is hanging in the open, not behind a case or wrapped to prevent contamination. When customers buy meat, it is placed directly into a plastic shopping bag without being wrapped in paper. One woman chopping meat is in her street clothes. The vendors are handling money and then go back immediately to handling meat without first washing their hands. All of this could easily spread disease or contaminate the meat with unwanted particles. This may be the way that most of the world lives, but it is not the way that most Americans would want to live. This video is from Thailand, but it shows the conditions that are common to many third world meat markets. It is also common in Mexico for vendors to wave clouds of flies off of the meat in their stalls. This may be the way that most of the world lives, but it is not the way most Americans would want to live. This is what America will look like if we continue to allow uncontrolled third world immigration, and what Obama is accomplishing by allowing so many third world immigrants in their most fertile period of life to stay without being deported. As a group, recent Latino immigrants also tend to see government in a very different way than Americans traditionally have. They don't believe that less government is better. They believe that government should play a more active role in providing various services to the population. They come from more socialist-oriented countries, and since this is what they grew up with, this is the belief system that they bring to the USA when they come here, and what they pass on to their children as the way things ought to be. What Obama has done is to accelerate the displacement of Americans by these foreign people. This should be an impeachable offense. We do not have unlimited space or resources, and we cannot accommodate so many people from the third world without completely losing our American character. Couple this with the recent approval by the Supreme Court of Obamacare. This portion of the population have many children which will have the values of other nations, not the USA, but these children, or anchor babies, will have full citizenship rights regardless of this because they were born in the USA. Now, all of these people will benefit under Obamacare as well, driving up the cost of health care for everyone. If healthcare resources are limited, which they are, then you could be facing a scenario in which your mother is told that she cannot have needed surgery because of her age or other factors. That same life-saving surgery will be available to the foreign loyal children of illegal aliens. Your American mother, who may have had ancestors for many generations in this country, will have no priority in this system over the recent immigrants, and in fact, they may have higher priority than she does. If you care about the future of the USA, then please work to defeat Obama. Obama must not be allowed a second term to do even more damage to the USA and promote his socialist agenda unchecked. If you want to help in the fight against Obama's re-election, then please join our exciting forum at jtf.org/e.